November wasn't a great month for the altcoins in general, and I'm going to be showing you what is my price prediction for the month of December. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. So first, I'm just going to be showing you why I am very bullish going into December, and this is just some news coming out. So first is that the Fed is about to stop quantitative tightening in December. So if I just pushed this chart like this. As you can see, the Fed, which is the Federal Reserve in the US, has said that they would stop QT, which is withdrawing money out of the system by 1st of December. Now, this is very bullish for us in crypto because that means we see potentially prices rising going into December and going into 2026. As you can see, QT is aimed to draw down pandemic era liquidity provisions. And so they have been doing this probably for the past 12 months. And finally, they are stopping, which is bullish for markets. Another reason right here, as you can see, Federal Reserve ends QT, right? So this is very bullish for markets as we could begin to see new monies coming to the market, coming to buy altcoins, and that could push us high in December. And this is one of the reasons that before I give my prediction, I'm trying to tell you that December going into 2026 could be very, very bullish for altcoins. And last but not the least is that we are seeing that Trump is about to give another $2,000 tariffs by mid 2026. We know what happened the last time when he did that. That was in 2021. During Biden's era, we saw some sort of huge push to the upside in altcoins when the checks were given. And if this happened mid 2026, then we could see the pump continue into 2026 and we could see higher price targets going into 2026. So please, I don't want you to be bearish. And now, straight into the price prediction. So on the chart right here for Chainlink or Link is currently at the 12.14 dollars level. We're currently ranked at 14 with a market cap of about $8.46 billion. And so today we're going to be looking at our price prediction right here for December, October was not much of a good month for Chainlink as we were down about 30%, right? So without further ado, let us push to the chart. We're right here on the chart for Chainlink versus the USD dollars on the daily time frame. Binance is the date source, right? So we have drawn all our levels, and as you can see in the past 3 to 4 months, we basically have been seeing this push to the downside. Now, that's made a lot of people bearish on Chainlink saying, oh, are we in a bear market? Are we going to zero? Guys, chill. That is not what is going to happen. And I'm going to show you reasons why we could even be even more bullish for Chainlink going into 2026. So first chart I'm going to be bringing up is what we call the Bitcoin dominance. Not a lot of people have been paying attention to this chart, right? And basically just looking at the past, we said before we saw the market top, we always see a fall in Bitcoin dominance happen exactly in 2016 through 2017. Before we saw that 2017 market top, we saw Bitcoin dominance fall from 100% to about 39%. Same thing happened in 2016 through 2017. Before we saw that 2020 through 2021 top, we saw a push to the downside right here for the dominance chart. And then currently, as you can see, dominance is still very high, right? We're currently at 59, 58%. So we need to see that dominance fall. And we all know what happens when the Bitcoin dominance fall. It basically is good for altcoins, and that money rotates into altcoins. And we could see that happening very soon. So my prediction is that going into 2026, we could see a huge push to the upside for uh, Chainlink. But what could happen for Litecoin in December? My December prediction is that we could just basically see a flat price action, and then in 2026 we see an astronomical push to the upside right here for Chainlink, right? Because we know in December liquidity is very, very low. Everybody's in the holidays right here, so Chainlink might basically see a sort of boring price action right here in December, and in January 2026, we push into something bigger, right? So Also, as you can see, our valuation chart is going into those undervalued territory. We are not there yet. At around 20 would be the ideal point. And so we could still see prices just basically consolidate in between December, and then in January we see a pick up to the upside, right? So that is what we're expecting right here for a Chainlink. And in 2026, we see a massive push to the upside going right there for Chainlink. Now to the macro chart. So we're going to be looking at the macro charts to basically understand what is going to happen in December, basically for the macro as regards cryptocurrencies in general. And one of the things we have been looking is the USDT dominance. We said the USDT dominance was very, very important because the USDT shows us dominance, shows us the inverse of what is happening in the market. So basically, if you can chart the USDT dominance, then there's a high probability that you can expect or you can predict what is going to happen next, right? And as you can see, in 2021, when the USDT dominance got to the bottom, that exactly was the top for the crypto market. This was right here happening in between April of 2021. And as you can see, the USDT dominance began to push to the upside. Now, what does that mean? It basically means a lot of people are selling out of their US are selling out of their coins, their crypto coins, and coming into USDT, right? So the moment every green candle you're seeing, it basically means people are leaving crypto and coming into USDC or US dollars, right? Now, usually when we see this peak, as you can see, this is the monthly time frame for the USDT dominant. The moment we begin to see it fall like this, it basically means people are leaving USDT or USDC and people are coming into crypto. And basically for the last, let's say 3 months, as you can see, August, September, October, November, and even this and November, we basically have seen a green uh, on the USDT dominance, basically showing us that a lot of people have been running into cash. They've been going into USDT. Now we are at a very, very important resistance right here for the USDT dominance. And if we see a rejection right here at this level, then we could see a huge push to the downside for USDT dominance. So potentially, if we see a push to the downside, that could be very bullish for the crypto market, especially in December. Then going into 2026, and we see a push to the downside like this for crypto. Next on our chart is the Bitcoin dominance. So this is another big chart which we have been looking at for quite a while, and this is one of the charts that is making us very, very optimistic as regards a pump for altcoin. So we said that altcoin started in 2014, in April of 2014 with ETH, which was first invented, and then we saw our first altcoin in our first altcoin season in 2016 through 2017. And how did we know it was altcoin season, right? We saw this push to the downside on the Bitcoin dominance, right? So altcoin season is basically the time where we see altcoins outperform Bitcoin. And what usually happens is that the Bitcoin dominance fall. Now, the good thing about this chart is that unless we see the Bitcoin dominance chart falls, then the market top is not in, right? 2017, the top was actually in on 1st of January 2018 after altcoin season or after Bitcoin's dominance had fell and we had our first altcoin season. Same thing happened in the next bull run, which was 2020-2021. We saw the Bitcoin dominance fall. This was the top of the market, as you can see, May of 2021. And then we saw a consolidation, and then Bitcoin dominance began to push to the upside. A lot of people are making the case that the top might be in for Bitcoin. What I'm trying to say is that we have seen in the past 2 cycles that after the top, right, a proof that we have seen the top is that we see the fall in Bitcoin dominance and then we see the top, right? And I am of the opinion that if we haven't seen the top, or if the fall in Bitcoin dominance, then the top is not in, that the top for Bitcoin could be in probably in 2026, right? So that is our base case, and that is what I am working towards. The next chart which we'll be looking at is the total crypto market cap. The total crypto market cap is important because it shows us how the monies coming into the crypto are moving. And as you can see, the total crypto market cap helped us locate the bottom for the crypto market, which happened in December of 2022. As you can see, this was basically the retest of the top of 2018 bull run. So as you can see, came back to retest, and then we saw the push to the upside. We said that our target for this year's cycle was about 5.62 trillion for all of crypto, and as you can see, we go to as high as 4.27 trillion. Currently, we are seeing a push right back to our next support, which is exactly at 2.68 trillion. So currently, what we're expecting next is that we could see December see a continuous push right back to the upside towards that 5.62 trillion right here for crypto. And so we're hence very, very bullish for December going into 2026 for crypto. And last but not the least is the altcoin market cap, which means every single coin in crypto excluding Bitcoin, basically what we call the altcoin market cap. And as you can see, same thing like the total crypto market cap, we're right here at support, expecting some sort of a bounce to happen in the month of December going into 2026. So we continue to remain bullish, expecting that we're going to see that altcoin season, like we said in the beginning, going into 2026.